Okay, so should I begin or Shashi,
Yeah.
do you want to start? Okay. So welcome everyone. My name is Anil Maheshwari. We have a very good gathering of almost 45 people. So welcome to this workshop. We're calling it paper writing workshop, which is to help people who submitted. First of all, thanks everyone for submitting your abstracts. We've almost 170 abstracts, probably more, almost close to 180 abstract, which is probably 2x or at least very close to double of previous years. So we're very glad you are here. Um, our purpose in holding this is to just provide some general guidance. So the papers that you submit by January 15th um, are, are are kind of in a way that it helps for us to put together proceedings of the conference, and it also becomes a nice contribution to the conference, and it's easier to present. So मेरा नाम अनिल महेश्वरी है. I'm right now in Indore, but I live in US. And with me is Dr. Shashi Tiwari and Dr. Bal Ram Singh. And we will go in that order and try to present our thoughts about writing good papers for their relevance to your quality of writing and also for the listeners. So I'll take a few minutes and then also others will go one after the other. And as I present, we will have opportunity for you to ask questions on that aspect. And so also with Dr. Tiwari, then with Dr. Balram Singh, and then we'll open up for any kind of closing comments. Is that okay? Everybody fine with that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, almost 50 people. So once again, I am a professor at Maheshwari International University, and I see many people from MIU joining and from people from around the world. So welcome. First of all, welcome to Waves 2026, which will be hosted at MIU. So we really look forward to welcoming you there and enjoying the nice environment, Vedic environment there in a Vedic place, just ensuring that you feel that Vedic environment as you listen to Vedic papers. So I wanted to talk about some points about effective writing. You should have all received some guidance about author guidelines, right? How to write. So that's kind of mechanics of the style, etc. I wanted to give some general instructions of, especially for emerging scholars who may be wanting to know exactly what to cover in a paper. So I have a few points. I'll actually exactly 10 points I've written down, and we can even make those available to you all later. But I'll just cover those 10 points what might help you. And I'll take just a few minutes in doing that, and we'll allow you to ask questions on that. Okay. So first and foremost point is to have a clear concept. First point of what you're writing about. Sometimes we sort of write everything that comes to us, and that becomes very difficult to make sense of for the reader, for the reviewer, and for yourself. You look back at it a long time later, and then you find it's not really worth value. And of course, as readers and as reviewers, as editors of the proceedings, we would want to make sure that the paper has a clear point of view or a clear concept. So please pick a concept in terms of a relationship between concepts or a particular concept on which you want to elaborate. So that is very important. Second thing is then when you have a concept, then write like a teacher. And I'm borrowing this phrase from our colleague Dr. Fred Travis at MIU. We use the word phrase write like a teacher. I like that very much, which means basically explain. Explain what you're doing. Don't assume that the reader knows everything. At the same time, to follow clear and stern logic in how you explain. Then this happens, that leads to this, leads to this. So it's not sort of a jumping all over the place, and there's as much as a clear flow as possible. And going with that is write in short sentences. Um, cover basically one idea per sentence. Like this under this circumstance leads to that. That's one idea. And then that further leads to that. So again, this is idea of a clear logic. Don't write long sentences because then it becomes very difficult to understand. It gets almost legalese, right? So try to write short sentences. It has more value than just clarity, but also helps the reader to understand. So that was point number three, write in short sentences as you can. Fourth is use active voice. Very often said this is done through that, and sort of if it's something is done is one thing, you do it, versus something relates to something else. So if it's more passive voice, it becomes less uh, uh, easy to engage the reader. If it's an active voice, it's more engaging, more action oriented, more pertinent to sort of some something to be done with it. So again, as far as possible, if your topic permits, use active voice. Doing this leads to that. Doing that leads to that, etc. Uh, do not repeat stuff. Sometimes I've seen that you basically, if you're not clear on what you're writing about, you just take some stuff and then write all over again in different words, in different words. So some of it is respecting the reader's intelligence. You've told them something once. At most, towards the end, you can repeat that. Okay, we told you that. As I say what you're going to say, then say it in detail, and then consolidate and say what you said. So that much is okay, but don't just keep on repeating the same stuff. I call it maximize return on reader's time and effort. If reader says sort of thin conceptual stuff and same thing being repeated, they will very not engage with the paper, and you may not get the kind of audience that you're looking for. Um, and part of that is to, again, writing the stone logic, the point I was making earlier, is support every major truth claim with a strong reference. So, academic writing is about building on previous people's work, research. So, if your work is building on something what has been done, whether it's Vedic or whether it's scientific or social sciences, just try to refer to something uh, when there's a major truth claim. Once you've established a certain space, then you should be able to write about your stuff in more free sense, that okay, this is my concept, this is how I feel about it, this is what my data shows, and so on and so forth. So support every use references judiciously, and you don't need too many references, but every truth claim should be justified. uh, Point
Sir,
number 7
uh,
is, if using AI,
uh,
please mute yourself if your camera's microphone is on. If using AI, and I know everybody uses AI, even the students use AI. If you're using AI to help refine the paper, please ensure that you start with your own written logic, and that the logic that the write up by the AI reflects your intent. It doesn't sort of should be that it is written a certain way and you say, oh, it looks good, and let's send it. But it should reflect your a particular intent that you're trying to present to the audience. And also, when you should be able to edit what the AI suggests. Don't just submit as it comes. It becomes very easy to see that something has come just like that from the AI, even though it looks like very well written. There's certain hollowness to it that the reader can sense, and it may or may not lead to sort of a good impression on the listener, or even the reviewers may have some interesting comments. More importantly, around AI work is that AI can hallucinate around references. So make sure the references that it suggests are real. You can check with Google Scholar or wherever. So make sure the references are proper and they're referenced in the right way, not just stylistically, but from the content of what it is. Okay, so that's about the AI. Point number 8 is try to have somebody else read the paper before you submit. This gives multiple advantages. You check whether you're communicated clearly, and ask for feedback so it can help improve your paper, and for both clarity of content and also readability of flow. Our ninth point is, towards the end, please state your unique contribution clearly and succinctly. Either you're just introducing a new concept, or this new concept has been expressed in a certain way that it had not been expressed before, and this is kind of a new contribution to it. And in that, along the same line, and the final point, 10th point is, exercise your imagination. We don't want to just regurgitate what others have said, even if it's very nicely written. At the end of the day, there should be some future correction to what the reader or yourself plan to do, or what the reader should plan to do on that stream of research. So towards the end, I think you should say future directions or something like that. It's very important that you leave the reader with some sense of where it goes, how it's applicable. So, as I said, start with what is the concept and all the whys and the hows. Towards the end, okay, where it goes and how it connects with the larger consciousness, larger world. So those are 10 directions. If you want, if you like those, then I will be glad to have us submit those directions to you, these points. Hope it's helpful. Thank you very much, and I'll be glad to take any questions.
Yes, I have a question. This is Toby.
Okay, hi.
Can you go over number 9 again?
Number 9 was about unique contribution, right? So it's a research paper. You're doing something that builds on something else. What did you do, and why should the reader care? What did you can contribute to the research stream? That is what I would say.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anil, can you explain a little bit on point 10?
So point 10 is like my flavor. I've edited books and I've written papers and I've been on editorial boards. I find that if people just say this is what we did and this is a great contribution, it's one thing. It's a fairly complete paper. But how can you sort of the tingle people's imagination? Okay, where does it go next, right? And having studied the topic, you are in a good position to sort of uh, speculate on what might be additional ways in which it can grow or what it might relate to. You may have no basis for why it might relate, but you're just some sense of, okay, it can help make this thing better, or it might create something else like this. So it's a speculative thing, clearly called out as a future directions, or future suggestions, you can say, that helps move the field forward and not just relate your stuff. So it helps the reader to think in terms of where can they use this. And so you actually contributing to the imagination of the reader as much as contributing the possible direction for your research work.
Yeah, Namaskar, Maheshwari ji.
Haji
I'll ask
sir.
question. Yeah, how AI helps in writing the paper? I don't understand this.
AI does not help
I'm
write the
old timer.
paper. ओल्ड टाइमर तो है सर, लग रहा है, क्योंकि आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा है। तो एआई से पूरा पेपर भी लिखा जा सकता है, लोग लिखते हैं, बट
Oh,
that becomes very shallow, and that's why it is best to use AI as a grammar checker or a proof checker, etc. So let's say आपने कुछ लिखा, कोई से मतलब 500 words लिखे, right? Now you say, I'm not sure इसकी grammar correct है. So you say, feed this and ask it, okay, can you please grammar check it for proper academic writing? So then it will just give you the text in sort of certain way, and you will feel that it's a little bit more flowing. Yeah, use of propositions or nouns, or sometimes what happens is we use one sentence, we use past tense. This did this, etc. And then suddenly say, this is doing this, right? So at least it'll bring out some consistency of those kind of basic things which we lose when we are in the flow and we're writing some things. This is from my own personal life example that that's what the other reader does. This other reader does a little bit more human perspective that, okay, this is pertinent to another one, at least one other human being, but same feedback will help improve your writing. So AI can help with two things, three things actually. Research, if you don't know what else, where to go, then you can do it. Proofreading, and third, also looking for references and possibly other ways. AI is
so
very powerful.
AI can do only typographical corrections or even contents, or
Yeah, different
even
tools are
contents can
becoming
be
like power.
modified.
Yeah, it can be modified too. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's why it's
Can
important.
you judge?
Whatever content it produces, it should adhere closely to your intent, and not it should produce something and you say, oh, AI ने लिखा तो ठीक होगा. That AI is written, therefore it must be correct.
Can peer reviewers, they can judge AI generated or author generated ideas?
Very often they're able to judge, and sometimes if it's not correct, then it can be almost rejected. I've rejected papers who have been very highly rated, but as a associate editor, I was able to see that there was hallucination, bad references. So I said, that person has not put in the effort. So we can reject those papers.
Thank you. Maybe I
How
will
long?
learn.
Good evening, sir.
Good
How
evening.
long is the paper?
Our paper is 3,000 to 5,000 words only. That's what we are asking for.
Good
And
evening, sir. Myself, Ayush.
and when you give the talk on the conference, how long time is the talk?
Well, my sense it will be about 8 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes. We'll see how many papers are selected and how much time is applicable, how many parallel tracks are there. We want to give every paper a chance, and we have probably 150 papers or something like that. So we'll see how many. But my sense is that I did a conference, Shashi knows very well. In 7, 8 minutes, one can actually present succinctly one's idea if one knows all the directions. As I said, you know what you're saying, why it's relevant, what you did with the data, and so you just give. It's like 700, 800 word story. You should be able to tell your story. That's how I feel.
My request will be that, you give us at least 10 minutes to speak. Any, idea that's a little bit complicated, very difficult to convey that in 8 minutes. Especially brand new ideas, novel ideas. You just cannot really do that. I ran out of time at the last WIPS conference in Orlando because, it was a totally brand new idea. I mean, my professor said that nobody has written on it before, and you just cannot do it. Not possible.
Well, I'm sure we'll keep that into consideration, and we'll see where it can be done.
Thank you. One other quick thing. So is there any opportunity, I know you have lots of presenters, to send you the paper ahead of time and, get some feedback, or you guys don't do that? If you don't do that, that's okay.
We don't do that, but I'll be glad to do that. In general,
wonderful
conferences don't do that. If you have paper, I'll be glad to take a read and then quickly give you if there's a focus need. But do that by the end of this month, so there's some time left for you to do that, and give me enough time so that I have a chance to look at that. But this is one service I would love to provide and help bring some focus and direction to the paper if you feel you so need. Don't ask me to do editorial stuff. I mean, the editing and all that stuff, that there's other way. But as a expert in the Vedic field, I can sort of help you focus, say, okay, this is a sharper idea. Why don't you focus on this and cut out stuff? Because that, might be done much better by some other paper who are more focused on some other ideas.
I'm definitely going to take you up on that. The last question I had was, so once, the paper gets published in the proceedings, we can still submit that same paper for publications in journals, correct or no?
Absolutely. That's a general understanding, being part of the Academy of Management and the editorial boards. That's a different thing. Conferences are kind of a starting point, and you get feedback after presenting. A journal is a more definitive record of what was researched and much sterner requirements for publishing in journals.
Right. Because, I've been a scientific writer, and humanities, my first foray was last 2 years ago.
Okay. Thank you for joining and for asking, and I hope I'm sure you'll write good. I'm sure you'll write great papers.
Thank you for doing
Good
this.
evening, sir.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, sir. Myself, Ayush. And now I am pursuing PhD from Department of Sanskrit, University of Delhi. And my research topic is comparative study of Sulva Sutras with modern mathematics. Sir, what type of research methodology we use in our research paper as well as research theses?
See, this is the innovation you have to put in, right? One is the concept and the research methodologies. That's where your guide should help you for given these concepts, what might be innovative methodology to bring science, Vedic science and mathematics together. So I'm not an expert in both of these fields to be able to say that what it be. But if you're trying to relate, that may be a great contribution. So you invent the methodology and work with your advisor. And I think that's my best answer. And maybe later on somebody else will reply to you on that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Move on. We have to move on with Dr. Shashi Tiwari.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dr. Maheshwari.
Shashi ji, please go ahead.
Namaskar to everyone. And just I am coming back from the India conference. It was held at Miranda House, and you will be happy to know that about 100 papers were presented there, and in the souvenir, 110 was published. And few others were added on the spot, but they don't have their value, I think so. So in the in about this particular workshop is about writing research paper, but research paper has three steps. One is submission in the conference, abstract of submission. Then second is presentation in the conference, and the third is publication, as we were discussing here about that. So according to me, research is a job which is not an easy one, but for the person who is very systematic, it is a very easy job. Both we can say side by side. So what are the components of research? This I have to discuss here. I am from Lucknow University, and my guide used to say about research 3 points. That it is it needs three components. One is intelligence, then diligence, then patience. Intelligence means buddhimatta, then diligence means parishram, and the third, patience, it means dharya. And in Sanskrit, you know that all where dhira shabd is used in many senses, and all our nayakas are dhiro dat, dhir lalit, dhir also dhir shan. So dhir is a very important word. Patience has to be done by the researcher. Then he should be intelligent because he has to decide his subject, and then he has to do the research. And the second one is parishram, the diligence, because he has to travel from one library to another library, and a lot of books he has to carry in his hostel or in his home. So all these things are very important, and intelligence is the most important. But even we see today that nowadays in research, people if they are not intelligent, even then they are able to get PhD. But while it is the point to write a paper, they are not capable of doing that. So this workshop has many meanings. It is very important, and I will also like to say few points about it in short. Firstly, one will say that it is not important to prepare anything. No, I think preparation is very important. Hari. He has to prepare for collecting material, and or subject matter, which one is his subject. Without subject, it cannot be fulfilled. The best paper cannot be written. And this, for collection, he has to set a goal. What is his goal? What he wants to find out? What is his opinion? And then he has to collect all the material which is available related to that. Then he will make up his mind, and finally he will go to the writing work. So writing is important. Both are important. Subject matter is also important, and the writing. Shelley is also important. One is pranali, the another is material, subject. And if I will say in short, in subject matter, there will be some quotations, there will be references, there will be some statements, and the rest he will write it on his own effort. So for writing quotations, what should be followed? The student was asking just about how to write a paper. So this quotation, if you want to give a quotation, Mahatma Gandhi has said, if you want to give Vivekananda has said, so that quotation should be short and its reference from which book, from which page it has to be taken, should be referred in the end note or in the footnote, whichever is decided by the conference or by the publisher of that paper. So, like that, if there is if we used to work in Sanskrit and write also in Sanskrit and in English and in Hindi. So according to the language, there will be difference. All where same pattern cannot be accepted. And for that, if it is a general Hindi paper, if Hindi is the medium of that paper, then mantra or shloka or any poem or poetry, whatever it is, as if evidence it is given there, how he will mention it? This is a very important question, and that this is the point where differences of all the papers are done, and the editor has to fall. If it's a very difficult situation. So for you should follow the guidelines firstly. But if other things which has to be taken into note are, if it is a quotation and you want to refer the whole of the mantra, whole of the shloka, then give the whole shloka there and its meaning there. And the reference number can be in the end note. If you are referring only a partial part of that quotation, then give that much only, and rest should be yet Vishwambhavati Nidam, only write this much and the number should be given there. If the mantra is quoted for only a word, if you want to say that in Veda there are, these words are used for the meaning of in the son, or in the meaning of the daughter, or mother is called by all these words, then you will have to give only that word, tanu, prasu, su, tanmay. All these are the words for putra. Then you only give the number and don't give the whole of the mantra. So like that you can change. But for generally people say that the whole mantra should be given if the whole meaning is required there. And about the quotations, I have already talked about these types of mantras. You should follow all these things. And then the next is the form, outer body of the paper. How you will prepare the other things as abbreviations, bibliography, and other pads. If there is other things, how you will write. In a paper, there are few abbreviations, and if they are very important, give it in the beginning of the reference within a bracket. Sometimes editor used to do the abbreviations themselves, as I have done in few of my proceedings book, and their abbreviations are given in the beginning of 1 page or 2 page, and other in the whole text, whole papers, the word abbreviations will be used by me Instead of Rig Veda, I will use RV, then Atharved, AV, etc. So this is about abbreviation. What about bibliography? This is also a very controversial topic. Bibliography, according to me, is not required in a paper, but sometimes it is required. Bibliography, because why it is not required? Because in our papers, we used to give the book name and its page number, all things in the references all. As it is, this work, this thing has been said by Baldev Upadhyay, Bharatiya, Vedic Vedic Sanskriti, Vedic साहित्य और संस्कृति, सन ये 1980, फिर उसका लिखेंगे प्रकाशन, फिर उसका पेज नंबर, इस तरह से वहां पर लिखा जा चुका है। और अगर दोबारा उसका यूज होना है तो आप वही करके लिख सकते हैं, या इंग्लिश में चल रहा है तो इमिट करके लिख सकते हैं। तो इस तरह से पूरी बुक का डिटेल वहां आ चुका होता है, दोबारा से लिखने की जरूरत नहीं होती है। बस अगर ऐसा कोई पेपर है, इफ पेपर इज लाइक दैट वेयर ऑल डिफरेंसेस आर नॉट given in the end, but in the body of the text, in the body of the paper, then the books will be referred in the end as bibliography. As one of my paper, I have done the homeland of Aryan, homeland of the Aryan, Sakta Sandha, and all the references of the mantras are given within the body. Saraswati, this and this, that Sindhu, this and this. Then it is not given, any reference is not given outside the body of the mantra. And then I have given the list of the books from where I have taken these ideas and what is my own idea. The very important thing is that which means in the papers that there should be a clear-cut opinion, a clear-cut finding by the स्टूडेंट, ये लक्ष्य होना चाहिए वहां पर, क्या बताना चाहते हैं। और जब लक्ष्य होगा तो उसको पाने के लिए उसकी एक नीति भी होगी। नीति माने होता है ले जाना, कैसे ले जाएंगे वहां तक, एंड दैट नीति सारा आपका जो ये है जिसको कहते हैं मेथडोलॉजी, वो नीति है कि वो कैसे वहां तक ले जाएंगे, और उसके लिए ये वर्कशॉप बहुत सहायक हो रहा है। तो ये इतनी मुख्य बातें मुझे कहनी थी। और अब हम थोड़ी सी टाइम ले लेंगे, जो हमारा कॉन्फ्रेंस 2026 का टॉपिक है उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। वो टॉपिक आपको बताता है ज्ञान के बारे में। जो वैदिक ज्ञान है वो बहुत हमेशा रहने वाला है, फिर वैदिक साइंसेस, फिर आयुर्वेद। तो ये तीन आयाम तो हैं, आप अच्छे से इन्हीं से जुड़े हुए अगर टॉपिक बनाएंगे तो वो किताब में अच्छा रहेगा और किताब भी बहुत अच्छी बनेगी। आपके उसमें लिखे हुए हैं कि कौन से सब टॉपिक्स हो सकते हैं, लेकिन उसके अलावा भी आपको बहुत अच्छे से दूसरे टॉपिक आप ढूंढिए जो आपको मिलते हैं, जिनका मैटर आपको पता है, जिनके बारे में आपको पता है। जैसे अभी नए बहुत सारे साइंसेस निकले हैं जो वेद में निकाले जा रहे हैं। आपको इकोलॉजी पर लिख सकते हैं, एनवायरमेंटल साइंसेस पर लिख सकते हैं, मैथमेटिक्स, एंथ्रोपोलॉजी, लिंग्विस्टिक्स, सेमेंटिक्स। जैसे मैंने पुत्र का बताया था, दैट इज ए वेरी गुड पेपर रिटन बाय मी, that will come into semantics. Then the studies of agriculture, the studies of medicine, the studies of other management sciences. So all these sciences you can find out in the Vedas. I am very sure you will find them, and you will also find the material in the libraries, and then with your own research you try to write. Don't think that paper will be written in a week or in 2 days. It will take maximum 1 month, not less than that. Then आप तुलना भी कर सकते हैं जैसे ऋग्वेद को लेकर आयुर्वेद को लेकर तुलना भी कर सकते हैं, वो भी बहुत अच्छे पेपर बनेंगे। जैसे कि सुश्रुत का आपने नाम सुना होगा, ही वॉज द फर्स्ट सर्जन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, एंड उसकी सर्जरी का ये गुण है कि वो उसने 100 टूल्स रखे हुए थे जिनसे वो काट के सर्जरी करते थे, और सबसे छोटा जो था वो बाल के समान नुकीला था, बाल के समान। तो इतने अद्भुत हमारे यहाँ चिकित्सक हुए, इनके ऊपर भी लिख सकते हैं आप, इनकी किताबों से और वेद से दोनों का कंपैरिजन भी कर सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, विश्पला वाज द फर्स्ट पेशेंट ऑफ सर्जरी। उसकी टांग टूट गई थी युद्ध के मैदान में, और वो उसको लकड़ी की टांग लगाई गई थी, लोहे की टांग लगाई गई थी अश्विनी। तो अब ये किसने किया? सुश्रुत ने बताया होगा ना। तो इस तरह से विश्पला और आयुर्वेद की तुलना, आयुर्वेद और चिकित्सा शास्त्र, औषधि सूक्त, ऋग्वेद में तो बहुत ज्यादा सूक्त मिलते हैं औषधि के बारे में, औषधि आप आयुर्वेद से उनकी तुलना कर सकते हैं। फिर आप इसी तरह से और भी बड़े सारे उदाहरण आपको मिल जाएंगे अथर्ववेद में। और ये जो बीज होते हैं, पिप्पिल लिखा हुआ है, पीपल की फल को कह रहा है पिप्पिल। और उस कीड़ों की, गाय के जो खाल में कीड़े हो जाते हैं उनको कृमि कहते हैं, कृमि नाशनम। वहां पर 7-8 सूक्त है कैसे कीड़ों को मारा जाए। ये भी चिकित्सा हो, गाय की चिकित्सा हो रही, पशुओं की चिकित्सा हो रही, द्विपदे द्विष्पदे से दोनों की सुरक्षा वेद चाहता है। तो ये ध्यान में रखते हुए आप तुलनात्मक विषयों को भी ग्रहण कर सकते हैं। एक आपको शब्द पूरा चाहे तो आप उस पर रिसर्च करिए। अमीवहा शब्द का प्रयोग वास्तुस्पति सूक्त में हो रहा है। एंड व्हाट इज अमीवहा? मुझे लगता है अमीबा कोई एक बैक्टीरिया भी होता है जो बीमारियों में बताया जाता है, तो वहां पर वही शब्द बिल्कुल इस्तेमाल हो रहा है। अमीबा को हा माने मारने वाला, कौन है? वास्तुस्पति है, जो घर का देवता है। घर के अंदर अगर शुद्धि सफाई रखेंगे तो अमीबा जैसे कीटाणु नहीं होंगे। तो अद्भुत ज्ञान है वेद के अंदर, आप उसकी आयुर्वेद से तुलना कर सकते हैं। आयुर्वेद एक दूसरा अद्भुत ज्ञान का भंडार है। आयु के बारे में लिखिए, आयु शब्द कैसे बना उसके बारे में लिखिए, शायद मैं लिखूंगी उसके बारे में। तो ये सब आपके साथ हमने थोड़ा शेयर किया। एंड बस और क्या कहना है, वास्तु भी एक साइंस है जो कि स्वास्थ्य को भी बताता है, सुख की कल्याण की कामना भी करता है। तो उसको थोड़ा, उसको भी लिया जा सकता है। वेदों में स्वास्थ्य वास्तु की भी का भी वर्णन है। 2 शाला सूक्त हैं अथर्ववेद में जो बड़े सुंदर तरह से कहते हैं, अग्नि का यहाँ पर बनाओ स्थान, पानी का यहाँ पर स्थान बनाओ, उत्तर दिशा में ये करो, दक्षिण दिशा में ये करो। तो वो आज तक जो वास्तु डेवलप हो रहा है, दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन द प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ द वैदिक नॉलेज। दैट्स ऑल।
If there are any questions or clarifications needed, please ask.
Yeah, one question, Dr. Shashi. Nice to see you. I met you in 2014 at Maharishi International University conference. It's so nice to see you today. One question is, when we are writing in English, will it be okay to write in Sanskrit if we have to quote some Sanskrit shloka or something?
Yeah, you can write in Roman also, Roman script also, transliteration, that is called transliteration, and you can write in Devanagari also. In our especially wave proceedings book, we allow that. So both can be used.
Okay, thank you.
Diacritical marking is another question. If it is written in transliteration, then diacritical marking should be there. Inside the paper also, all the Sanskrit words should be diacritical. And this is almost compulsory. It looks nice. It looks a standard word in the whole universe. Diacritical marking is accepted. And now in the computer also, there are so many fonts, combining and whatever. Any other question? And now, if there is no question, I request Professor Bal Ram Singh ji to say about this workshop and suggest to the researchers.
Thank you, Shashi ji. You already gave so much information. My job is to emphasize that timely submission of your manuscripts, articles are important for two reasons. One is so that right now this year we are asking for submission ahead of time so that we can publish it. The proceedings can be available at the workshop or the conference. And second is that so that timely feedback has been given to you by the peer reviewers so that you can improve your articles. Some of you are asking whether you can get feedback before you make the presentation. This will be a great opportunity. So you submit it on time and then you get the feedback. Maybe you can even improve your writing or include in your presentations. Some of these ideas are that you may have, they may clarify to you if that is done. So that's important. The second thing is we really do want, I have, by the way, a copy of 2022 conference proceedings. It's about 500 pages. So it's a lot of work that editors have to do. Shashi ji was the chief editor in this case. And so a lot of work goes into this. So if you submit on time, there is in addition to feedback, the proceedings will come out to be well represented and well formatted and everything. So to help with that, editors do and publishers and printers make a lot of efforts to change no matter what, how good you do, they still have to format. But if you do it in a timely manner, it's just so easy for them. But the formatting guidelines has been given in the documents where you can have the titles, your name, your affiliations, your contact information, and the summary or abstract, introduction of the topic, and the main body of what presentations you're making. You are already, Anil ji and Shashi ji has already given quite a bit of information. There was some question about AI. AI can be used. It's just like, using library. You go to library and, looking for certain topics and what other people have said about it. AI just makes it easier. It gives you the answers that you must check, make sure that this is correct, but it also gives references. So you can online references, offline references will not be there, but online references AI can give, and you can use it as long as in bibliography, if you have used AI, then you want to say that you do not want to use all the preparation by AI, because I can tell you that I use AI quite a bit and they make mistakes. So that's number one, that you want to be sure that you agree with whatever AI is saying. I normally check the references because AI also gives the references. So I go check it myself that the references are there. And thirdly, which I think is very helpful for those of you who are going to use AI, is to ask proper questions. If you ask good questions, AI will give you at least the references, proper references, and it may save you time, and it may give you ideas to consider of whatever you are thinking. But like Anil ji said, that you should bring in your unique ideas, and some of these information that Shashi Tiwari ji gave, the point is how to make it relevant, that information, all Vedic knowledge, whether it's Ayurveda or otherwise, how to make it relevant for today. And that will always be new, how to make it relevant for today. So you can use all that information and then bring in those ideas. Let's see, the other thing is that timely publication we need to have, and it should be formatted properly. As much as you can do, there are certain things some of you may have difficulty, and if you have question, you can ask questions. We have some group made, and if we can advertise that, I will request Anil ji and others, or some people who are managing this, to have that. If there is any question that comes, we want to make sure that we answer it about the formatting. The process is for this publication is related to you submit on time. There will be a peer review. Well, I mean, there will be, the editors will look at it, and if there are something missing, that they will point it out. And if then it will go through review, and then it will get back to you in a timely manner. If you return it back, this will go to the editors again, and then they will send it to the printer or publisher, and then it will come out from there. Hopefully it will be available to you maybe a month before the conference happens. And that, so that even the people who are coming for the first time to listen to you, they may get an opportunity to read your paper. And if they read your paper, they may have some more specific questions that will be helpful to them. Also, it will be easier for you to summarize your presentation in 8 minutes, that Anilji said. It may be 8 or 10 minutes. But since it's already available, this will be easier. It will make it easier for you, because you will not have to describe everything. The most important thing of all this is that you will have your papers, the proceedings sold during the conference, because people will be very interested in knowing about this, and so that they will have it permanently with them. And this will be available, I'm assuming it will be available at the conference site. So those are the benefits of doing everything properly and timely. And if there are any questions, I will be more than happy to address related to this, or related to anything else that you have said. I think other people are here and they can also respond. Carol, you have a question?
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much. This is super helpful, all of it. So you're saying submit early. Does that mean by the January 15 deadline?
Yeah.
Okay, that is early.
Yeah, that is early.
Great. Thank you.
It looks like everything is clear to everybody else. This is very right group of people, especially with those who have done TM. Things are very clear to them.
I have a question. Yeah, this is Toby. I didn't hear anything about footnotes or a list of references.
The footnotes are discouraged, but if they're absolutely needed, then you can put it. References are important. I think they've talked about the references can be included. I think Anilji also said that you could use bibliography. This is my personal opinion. I discourage bibliography, because then you don't know what it is. If you write exactly what you are referring to, that makes better sense. But footnotes, this is my opinion. Shashi, please let us know whether you think that footnote is a good idea.
Well, the reason I ask about footnotes is, as from engineering physics point of view, people outside our community that are reading these papers that are not physicists or engineers may not be familiar with the concept, or they may not be familiar with the Sanskrit word as it's used in the sentence. So that would be a clarification for people outside our community that are reading these papers.
I think that there's a related question was asked to Anilji. The point is that here we are trying to, I write Sanskrit, I'm a chemist myself. I write Sanskrit words and I write chemical formulas also. but I write in the main body, because then I want to write at the label where it is not like expert opinion, but it's an opinion for everybody. And so people should be able to understand. So if you are going to use, let's say, Schrodinger wave equation, maybe say a few lines about it in the main theme, so that this remains part of the learning process, rather than on the side they have to go look for it.
Thank you.
Okay, Sukhbir.
Just submission of abstract is done. That is very easy, because this time we know that how we have encouraged maximum submission of abstract. Now the second step is presentation, and that should be very fine. If everything is very clear, as has been said by Professor Bal Ram Ji, then you can present it in a short way also. Again, Anil Maheshwari Ji was also talking about that. Only within 8 minutes or 10 minutes paper can be presented if you are yourself writer and everything fundamentals are very clear to you. And the third is publication. Publication means to be prakashit hona, roshni mein aana, andhere se hatkar roshni mein aana. So everyone will see that. Their words should be very clear, their meaning should be very clear. And as has been said, don't write long sentences. So all these things, if you will follow, then only your paper will be accepted. And I hope that it will be accepted. And this time, editors will also not have so much trouble, as this workshop should be helpful to them. And I will encourage writing papers. And if you have any problem and the subject is related to my study, I will help you. No problem to me. So write a good paper and give your maximum time. Study करिए, उसको समझिए. That's all. All the best from my side.
Okay. Mrinalini, you have a question?
Good evening, sir. I just got to know about this online workshop a little while back. I didn't know that abstracts had already been submitted and that this was stage 2. But is there anything that can be done at this stage? I haven't submitted any abstract yet.
Just say namaste to Shashi Tiwari ji, she might accept.
Now it is difficult because all consent from all the seniors should be there. And if the subject is very interesting and very important, then I myself will recommend that it can be taken. I don't know about others.
He is the boss. Okay, so that please try that, and that will work. Sukhbinder Singh has raised a question, and okay, his question. Okay, Sukhbinder Singh, you still want to ask question? Sukhbir Singh, sorry. Okay.
I had a question. Will there be a display screen or projector available for graphics or display of concepts?
Yes, there will be. I mean, you're talking about the presentation in terms of slides or something, or you're talking about just a board to put your stuff?
During the talk, during the 8 to 10 minutes, is there a screen or display available to bring up a concept?
Yes, there will be.
If I can just chime in right now, please just focus on writing. We'll maybe do another workshop on the presentation and the details based on how many papers are there. Just all the points you heard about writing and how to write and how to cite and all the stuff. Just focus on that, please. That'll be great.
So we'll follow Anilji's advice, but since I said yes, I will guarantee that you get the display item. I'll be standing there with it. So don't worry.
Thank you.
Raju Datta.
Yeah.
Raju Datta.
Yes. I have a question. The previous publication of previous meeting. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. The previous publication, is it available online? like the previous conference publication.
Shashi ji, is this available online? All our proceedings are available?
Yes.
Okay.
They are available.
If that can be,
The papers which are published from 5-7 years back, they are available.
if they are available online, please give us some way to get to it. So it will be an example for us when we write things.
Yeah. I think we will share the links where you can get them.
Yes.
Yeah, the examples are always helpful. That's true.
Thank you.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Namaskar, Acharyan. My question is, can I write my paper in Hindi Devanagari or not? Because
Yes.
in just I have received the instructions. There are written that the paper should be in Roman.
No, I think they're saying, they mean that say if you use Hindi or Sanskrit, they also, if you can write in Roman. But yes, you can write in Hindi. Papers can be written in Hindi or Sanskrit.
Devanagari and
Okay, all right, we are all set. Anil ji, please take over.
Okay, so thank you all for joining, and we'll address concerns. And if you need to contact any of us, should we give your email address, or just write to the conference address if you have any other questions, and we'll get that and we'll respond to you. But wish you all the best, and write blissfully. You remember, the purpose is not to sort of make it a burden for yourself, but fun for you, fun for the reader, and fun for posterity. And good luck making a difference to the world. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.